Welcome to the Psychology and Physical Training channel, The Dawn of Puberty. Have you ever wondered why adolescence is often labeled as the most difficult period of life? Well, it might have something to do with the whirlwind of changes that occurred during this time. The dawn of puberty marks the beginning of adolescence, a period of transition that is as exciting as it is daunting. This is the time when a child's body morphs into an adult's, bringing a host of physical changes that can be confusing and challenging to navigate. Imagine waking up one day to find that you've grown taller virtually overnight, or that your face is suddenly a battlefield for rebellious acne. Or perhaps you've noticed that your body shape is changing, developing curves or muscles where there were none before. These changes, as natural and necessary as they are, can stir up a storm of emotions. Feelings of awkwardness and self-consciousness might creep in as adolescents grapple with their rapidly changing bodies. It's like being a stranger in your own body, trying to make sense of these transformations that seem to have a mind of their own. And then there's the matter of body image. In a world where appearances are given so much weight, the physical changes of puberty can make adolescents feel judged, not just by others, but by themselves too. The pressure to look a certain way can add another layer of stress to an already tumultuous time. But let's not forget the emotional rollercoaster that accompanies these physical changes. Mood swings become frequent visitors, thanks to the hormone cocktail brewing inside. One moment, you're on top of the world, and the next, you're in the depths of despair. This emotional turmoil, while perfectly normal, can make navigating adolescence feel like sailing through a storm with no compass. But remember, these physical changes are just the beginning. They're the most visible part of puberty, like the tip of an iceberg. But beneath the surface, there are more complex shifts taking place. Physical changes are just the tip of the iceberg. Beneath the surface, there are more complex shifts taking place. The psychological turmoil. With physical changes comes psychological changes, but what does that really mean for an adolescent? Imagine your brain like a construction site. During adolescence, it's as if someone hit the turbo button on the crane. The brain is working overtime, building new pathways, reshaping old ones, and constantly remodeling. This cerebral construction frenzy is part of the reason why adolescents experience intense psychological changes, including mood swings, increased sensitivity, and heightened feelings of stress and anxiety. One moment, they're on cloud nine. The next, they're in the deepest trenches of melancholy. This emotional roller coaster ride is not only exhausting for the teenager, but also for those around them. It's like trying to navigate in a ship on a stormy sea, unpredictable and challenging. Moreover, during this phase, the adolescent brain becomes more sensitive and reactive to the environment. A simple no can feel like a personal attack, and a small setback can seem like the end of the world. This increased sensitivity often leaves adolescents feeling misunderstood and isolated. And then there's the stress and anxiety. With the onset of puberty, the brain's stress response system becomes more active. The world starts to feel more threatening, and everything seems more stressful. The schoolwork piles up, social dynamics become more complex, and the pressure to fit in intensifies. It's like carrying a heavy backpack that just keeps getting heavier. But here's the thing, this is all perfectly normal. It's a natural part of growing up. It's the brain's way of evolving and adapting. It's uncomfortable, yes, but it's also necessary. What's crucial during this phase is understanding and empathy from adults. Remember, this isn't easy for them. They're not intentionally being difficult or dramatic. They're simply trying to navigate an incredibly complex phase of their lives. So let's extend a little more patience, a little more understanding, and a little more empathy. Let's remind them that it's okay to feel, it's okay to grow, and it's okay to be in this phase of transition. As if dealing with one's own emotions wasn't hard enough, family friction often adds fuel to the fire. Family friction and identity crisis. How does the dynamic of family relationships impact an adolescent during this crucial phase? This question introduces us to a significant aspect of adolescence: family friction and identity crisis. As teenagers, we begin to crave more independence. We start to form our own opinions, beliefs, and values, often differing from those of our parents. This transition can lead to tension within the family, as parents may struggle to adjust to their child's evolving identity. This tension, this friction, is a common occurrence in households worldwide. Think of it like a tug of war. On one end, you have the adolescent pulling for independence, striving to establish their individuality. On the other end, you have the parents, holding on to the familiar, trying to protect their child from the harsh realities of the world. This struggle can lead to misunderstandings, disagreements, and sometimes heated conflicts. Now, let's talk about identity crisis. During adolescence, we are on a quest to discover who we are. We ask ourselves, who am I? Where do I fit in? What's my purpose? These questions can be daunting and often lead to an identity crisis. The friction within the family can exacerbate this crisis. It can make an adolescent feel misunderstood and isolated. They may start to question their worth and place in the family, further deepening their identity crisis. But it's not all doom and gloom. Family friction, while challenging, can also be a catalyst for growth and maturity. It can push an adolescent to reflect, to question, to learn. It can help them understand the complexities of relationships and the importance of communication. It can teach them to voice their opinions respectfully and to listen to others with an open mind. However, it's essential to remember that too much friction can be harmful. It can lead to a feeling of isolation and prolong an adolescent's dependency on their family. While family friction can lead to a feeling of isolation, it can also prolong an adolescent's dependency. Remember, adolescence is a journey, a transition. It's a time of growth, discovery, and learning. It's a time to navigate family friction and identity crisis, to emerge stronger and more self-aware. It's a time to become who you are meant to be. Prolonged dependency and treatment as a child. How does an adolescent's dependency on their parents change during this period? And why can it be a problem? This is a question many of us have pondered. As adolescents navigate the tumultuous waters of puberty, their relationship with their parents undergoes a significant transformation. One key aspect of this transformation is the struggle between prolonged dependency and the quest for independence. Picture this: a young bird still nestled in the safety of its home, yearning to spread its wings and take flight. This is the predicament many adolescents find themselves in. On one hand, the familiarity and security of their parents' nest is comforting. On the other, the allure of independence and self-reliance is too compelling to ignore. This prolonged dependency can be a double-edged sword. While it provides a safety net, it can also stifle the growth of essential life skills. The ability to make decisions, face consequences, and learn from mistakes are crucial skills that are honed when adolescents start to take charge of their own lives. However, when dependency is prolonged, the development of these skills can be hindered, leading to a host of adjustment problems. This brings us to another crucial point: the issue of being treated as a child despite growing up. Many parents, in their well-intentioned efforts to protect their children, continue to treat them as little kids, even as they grow into young adults. This can be incredibly frustrating for adolescents who are experiencing a surge of new emotions, responsibilities, and challenges. Being treated as a child can make them feel invalidated, causing feelings of resentment and further complicating the parent-child relationship. Adolescents are on a journey of self-discovery, trying to carve out their own identity. It's a delicate balance for parents to strike, providing support and guidance, while also giving them the space to grow and learn independently. Understanding the concept of prolonged dependency and the frustration of being treated as a child can help us empathize with what adolescents are going through and better support them during this critical phase. So, we've covered the major adjustment problems adolescents face. Let's summarize what we've learned. Summarizing the journey of adolescence is a roller coaster ride, isn't it? A twist here, a turn there, ups, downs, and sometimes full-blown loops. But as we wind down this ride, let's take a moment to reflect on the main points of our journey. We began at the dawn of puberty, a time marked by significant physical changes. The body starts to transform, often in ways that can be confusing, even alarming. The sudden growth spurts, the onset of acne, the changes in voice, and the development of secondary sexual characteristics. It's a lot to take in, isn't it? Then we moved on to the psychological turmoil, where the mind is just as much in flux as the body. Emotions run wild, mood swings become the norm, and there's a constant struggle to understand these new feelings. It's like being on a boat in the middle of a stormy sea, trying to navigate through the waves of confusion and uncertainty. Next, we explored the friction within families and the identity crisis that often follows. The adolescent is caught in a tug-of-war between wanting to fit in and wanting to stand out. The pressure to conform to family expectations, societal norms, and peer influence can lead to a crisis of identity. Then we delved into the issue of prolonged dependency and the treatment as a child. Despite growing up, adolescents are often not treated as mature individuals. This can lead to feelings of frustration and a sense of being stuck in a limbo between childhood and adulthood. Throughout this journey, one thing becomes clear: the importance of understanding and support from adults. The adolescent phase can be a challenging time, but with empathy, patience, and open communication, these challenges can be navigated more smoothly. Remember, every adolescent's journey is unique, and understanding these adjustment problems is the first step to easing the ride. And if you like this video, do not forget to subscribe to the Psychology and Physical Training channel for more videos. Thanks for watching.